From 1982, that is Yazoo at 11:52 on a Thursday morning. It was invented by John Montagu, the fourth Earl of Sandwich. But when it comes to putting things between two slices of bread, Italy seems to be where it's all happening. Britain's biggest retailer reports record demand for Italian breads, meat and cheeses as customers look to recreate sandwiches they've seen on social media. One video on TikTok features a burrata caprese sandwich dripping with olive oil, pesto and cherry tomatoes. It's been liked more than 1.6 million times. So how do these trends develop? James Erskine is a social media expert and CEO of the marketing agency Rocket. James, good to speak to you this morning. Morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm looking forward to lunchtime. This is making me hungry. But why all of a sudden are Italian sandwiches in fashion?
Well, it's funny. We're taking your show from mosquitoes to prosciutto, aren't we?
Oh, nice.
There we go. I think it's the perfect social media storm. So some context, first of all. The first thing to say is that 60% of Gen Zs prefer to use social media to search for things than search engines. So already people are using social media to search. And then what you need for a viral trend is a unique recipe, if you will. And that recipe broadly includes celebrity. And here you've got Manchester City players saying that their favourite sandwiches are Italian sandwiches. You've got grassroots passion. So whether it be a sandwich shop in Glasgow or a sandwich shop in Manchester, they're jumping on providing the right trend for audiences. And then the final bit of the recipe to make a social trend is making it easily accessible. So these recipes are not complicated. These food examples are relatively simple for people to both take and amend to their own tastes. And with that combination, that's how you start a food trend on TikTok.
Needs to be visual as well, doesn't it, James? I was just looking at that caprese one there, which it looks a bit better than an egg mayonnaise from the canteen.
Oh, you're so right to say that. I mean, you have to remember that TikTok and Instagram are very visual mediums. TikTok is video almost exclusively, although there are photos there too. And it's when you have something that works well in visual content. And the other thing is, it's a lifestyle app. So we used to say a few years ago that TikTok was the best place to be silly online. Now there are so many different sub-communities. There's book talk, there's clean talk, and food and drink, and people that are taste makers. That does tend to be a growing trend. So yeah, you're right to identify that it is a trend and that visual is key.
James, thanks so much for your time this morning. James Erskine is a tech and social media expert. Sarah Capaldi is owner of Glasgow Cafe, Partenope, and Italian through and through. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning, hiya.
What makes a great Italian sandwich? Go on, give us the secret recipe.
So I actually really think something simple, like just putting a little bit of olive oil on top of your kind of Parma ham, mozzarella salad. Everything's so tasty, so you don't need to cover it in mayonnaise, you don't need to cover it, you don't need a dipping kind of garlic mayo on the side. No barbecue, so it's not messy kind of food. It's really simple. You want to taste the bread, you want to taste the kind of saltiness of the Parma ham, the sweetness of the tomatoes. And when it all comes together, it's so tasty, and it's, as you said, it's so colourful as well. It's just attractive to look at.
You've been keeping this a secret. You know, we don't think about sandwiches when we think about Italian food. Is that because you've been keeping it? You've been keeping it for yourselves all these years?
So I guess we would classify it as a snack, even though it probably is about 2 kilos per sandwich that an Italian makes. So to some, that's a meal. But I suppose everything else kind of takes over, you know, your pizza, your pasta, your antipasta boards. So the sandwiches have kind of been forgotten about, but something they do well is a packed lunch, because we can't go anywhere without a snack.
So what would they think about a British egg mayonnaise with cress?
So a very quick story. I was babysitting an Italian family when we went to London, and they refused. The thought of seeing all the sandwiches in Marks and Spencer's, they were like, oh my God, I can't believe people eat these. A sandwich in a packet was not their vibe.
Not for them. No. Right, okay. We're getting round to lunchtime now. Make us, in our minds, the perfect Italian sandwich. Talk us through it.
So our best seller, I would say, is called a Modenese. So it's Parma ham rocket, grated parmesan on the outside and the inside, and topped with a little bit of balsamic glaze, and it's really sweet and savoury, so it's just, to me, the perfect lunchtime snack.
Sounds good. Bit of Branston pickle. No,
don't you dare.
Never. Sarah, great to have you with us. Have a busy lunchtime. Sarah Capaldi there, owner of Glasgow Cafe Partenope. Final song this morning from Benson Boone.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else.